So we want to welcome you to my kitchen. I've never done this before, but I'm going to do my best to teach you how to make some biscuits. I would like to call them Benny's Biscuits. So before us today, there is a studio audience. We want to welcome you guys. Thank you for being here. Yes, we appreciate that. Absolutely. So, in order to make Benny's Biscuits, there are about my hand always gets a little bit ahead of me when I count my number. About 4 easy steps. And what you want to do first is take off any rings you might be wearing. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off. I forget how beautiful those are. Man, whoever bought those must have really, really been very considerate and nice and just in great love. So you want to take your rings off, and then, no ma'am, our studio audience does not need to touch our rings. Okay, thank you so much. Now, the first thing you want to do after you take your rings off is I understand that there's going to be some laughter in the audience, but let's try to keep it to a minimum. So we want to take our bowl here with our sifter in it, and what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 cups of flour in this bowl. All right, so reaching here for this, and this is kind of heavy, so we want to be careful with it, and just set it there on top of our rings, always. That way your rings won't fall off the table. And you take and get a good level scoop. That's not hardly enough in there. I would like to just dig deep, get a little bit more, and then rake that off the top with my hands like this. A little bit more off the top, like that. There we go. And now we want to pull the bowl close with the sifter. Want to keep the sifter on top of the bowl if you can. And then I reach a little bit further and then dump that in there. All right, so that's 1 cup. You can go ahead and sift that if you want to. Just bang it around, right hand on your left hand. And you want to get all of that flour out of there. You want to make sure and keep it over the bowl like that, likewise. All right, that's good. And so now that you've got 1 cup in there, just put your sifter back up there. You need to get another cup of flour. Dig deep in there. And you really got to, put some oomph in it. And then you just scrape off the top once again. And you don't want to get real close to it and smell it. Smell that flour. It's wonderful. And then we dump it out again because, that might not have been a good looking cup. So we want to try again to get a cup of flour. And you know what? Biscuits are so funny. Sometimes you just can't help but snort and laugh. So we're going to try again. That's a good scoop right there. Scrape it off the level. Oh, goodness. I'm going to be careful not to make too big of a mess. That's good right there. And now find our sifter. Dump it in for cup number 2. There we go, number 2. All right, now I'm going to bang that around, get all that flour through the sifter. And I usually like to keep a towel close by, but apparently I forgot to set it on the table, so just use your shirt if you need to. All right, so you're done there, and you take your sifter and just set it over here on the other side of the flour. Sometimes your glasses start to fall down your nose a little bit, so you want to put those up just like that. There we go. Don't want to injure yourself when you do that. Now, the next step that you do, and here's what's great about Benny's Biscuits, is you don't have to cut the shortening into the flour. What I do is I melt 2 tablespoons of butter. 1 tablespoon of butter per cup. Since we're using 2 cups, we've got 2 tablespoons of butter melted over here in this bowl to my left. Let me move that pan, just slide it out of the way. Be real careful when you pull your butter over because it's melted, there's butter in there. And then also, we don't want to put that in just yet. We want to get the oil also. I use 2 tablespoons of the oil. Oh my goodness, struggling to reach. We're going to pause for commercial break.
Hi guys, have you ever heard of the ultra soft toilet paper?
Yeah.
Do you have any?
Yeah. Ooh.
Here's the ultra soft toilet paper.
Whoa!
Y'all should love it. It's super soft that you could sleep with it.
Oh yeah.
Buy it now at ultrasofttoiletpaper.com. Thank you.
Buy one, get one free.
$1.
People in the audience, glad you're here, but we need you to be quiet, okay? Okay, now that we're back from commercial break, before we left off, we had put 2 cups of flour into our red bowl here, and we had pulled the melted butter, 2 tablespoons, over close to us. And now we're going to have to put 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And I always just go ahead and put this in the same bowl that my butter's in. It's my child over here. She's excited about the biscuits. So, in order to put 2 tablespoons, we're also going to need this little measuring spoon over here to the right of my bowl, but to the left of my flour. Reaching just further. There it is. Got it. Man, it's a tricky little thing. It's an elusive little measuring cup. Now, this is a hard thing to do. So, you want to line that up just like that. And sometimes we put our finger there just where we can feel the oil coming out, and we want to get our spoon level. It's tilted. Stop a little bit. Stop right there. All right, let's pour that into the bowl. And yeah, pour it right there into the bowl. Yes. All right, let's drag that bowl a little bit closer where it won't be so hard for the next one. All right, so let's put another tablespoon in there. Oh, that's good right there. And now pour it in there. That's perfect, because the first tablespoon might not have been hardly a tablespoon, and the second one sure made up for it. All right, so we're going to put the lid back on there, place it back on the table. Sometimes I put it in the pan just for fun. And then I take it out and I put it on the table. Now, oh man, you know what I forgot? I forgot the milk. Oh, stinking me. So, what I could do is go to another commercial break, or I could just ask my daughter. All right, while she's doing that, we can go ahead. Let me think, what should we do? In order to be a good steward of our time, let's go ahead and make sure we grease our pan up real good. So let's grab our pan, and we might want to push this bowl out of the way a little bit. Yeah, I need a spatula, not a spatula. This is not cooking with Medea. We need a spatula. All right, so we push that forward, bring our pan over. Then I want to reach and get our shortening here. This is my favorite part because I love the way this shortening feels on my fingers. So I reach in there, get a good pump, and just start putting it on the pan. There, everywhere. What this is going to do is it's going to keep your biscuits from sticking. So that's good, and now that we're done with that, our hand really is greasy and oily. That's the reason I wish I had a towel. I don't want to wipe that on my shirt. Oops. I had a third arm just jump up right there. Did you see that? Must have been one of my children. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to get our milk. While I try to reach this milk, stretch. I don't want to pull a muscle, but man, I want to stretch and get that. And then I'm going to take this measuring cup here. Now, you want to do 2/3 a cup of milk for every cup of, oh man, I hate when I drop my lid in my butter and oil. So let me grab that real quick and just set it on the table. We'll clean that off later. And grab my cup over here, my measuring cup, and I'm just going to leave that on the table. All right, and I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I can lift it up and let it touch the lip of the lid there on the milk, and then I can put it back down on the table maybe. I don't know, it's always tricky. I've never had to figure out how to do this the right way. So I just kind of do it best I can. Line it up, it's close enough.
Start pouring it, pour slow. Keep going a little bit, come on, a little bit. Keep going. Like about a third of a cup, and we'll be there. Stop!
We're gonna pull that red bowl over to us. That sifter, let's just go ahead and get it, turn it over, and just shake some of that out into the bowl as best way we can. And let's go ahead and just lay it. We're done with that, so we can just put it over here, out of the way. Now we'll go ahead and pour. that milk into our bowl there. And pour another 2/3 of a cup. I'm not hardly there. Let's pull that a little bit closer. Okay. Go, 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 go. I'm always so careful when I pour this milk because I'm afraid. Whoa, stop. Actually, I stopped too soon. I just never can judge the way I need to do this. All right, I'm going to try again. Here we go. And about 1/3 of a cup left. Pour it real slow. We need our audience, if you would, to stay in your seats. All right. Perfect. Now, would you, you know what though, you're so pretty, so you just go ahead and you just stand right there beside me. Now, let's move the milk out of the way, push it up that way, grab the red bowl, pull it to us, and let's pour that in there. Perfect. All right, now, oh, these glasses, they just keep falling down. But man, I really don't want to touch my lens because that will make my lens oily. So what I usually do is I just use the knuckles of my fingers to kind of just slide that on up. There we go. All right, now let's find the butter over here to our right, just past the flour jar. Pull that, and we've already got that mixed, so we can pour that in there. Boom, baby. That's right. Shake it, you know, just like, yeah, shake it like that right there, like a Polaroid. So what the young people say. All right, we want to grab our spatula over here to the left of the milk. I'm going to dig deep in there and just start mixing that all in real good. Mix that in really good. Now, as we mix this, I'll just go ahead and tell you we should have already begun to preheat the oven. We need to mix that a little bit more. Mix it good. We should have already begun to preheat the oven. And what I usually do is I preheat it to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And usually once you begin cooking these biscuits, you can let them cook for, I usually check them at about 12 minutes just because I'm paranoid, but it usually takes about 15 minutes.
Sir.
So now we're back. And we had a phone call interruption, but everything's good. We don't like much here, stirring. Okay, so that's good with the stirring. That looks good enough. You want to get a glimpse of what it looks like there. Now we want to grab our pan, bring it over here, push that milk out of the way. There we go. And now we want to put all of our dough, our biscuit dough, into this pan. Okay, so probably want to pull that pan close to us. There we go. And then just scrape just like that. Pull it in there. Doing good. Getting on. Okay, so now we're done with that. We're done with that. And now what we want to do is just make sure we spread this dough out evenly in this pan. Just like that. Yes, what I like to do. Okay, that'll work. And I'm going to scrape a little bit of that off. And I personally kind of like the way raw biscuit dough tastes. I don't know about you, but it tastes good. I know Maylee likes to eat it as well. So what we'll do now is we'll take this, we'll put it in the oven, bake it. We'll check it at 12 minutes. We'll bake it on 450 degrees. And we'll have some yummy biscuits when we're done. That's how you make Benny's Biscuits. So appreciate you guys tuning in for Benny's Biscuits, and I hope you stop by sometime and we'll break bread together. Thank you. Bye-bye. What I have to do sometimes is pull the table to me.
Oh my God.
Right back.
Okay, you're going to pee on myself.